did you feel like your peers or your elder peers, the people that you had admired, kind of like gave you validation in the wake of The Pianist? And what did that mean to you at the time?
Oh, absolutely. It still almost moves me to tears because, you know, and I think this is something that I inherently learned from my mother and her experiences of, you know, my mom fled Hungary during the revolution in '56 and left everything behind as a very young girl and left her friends behind. And she was only told 24 hours before she was leaving and fled on the back of a truck and they were shooting flares, and she was a refugee and she went through Vienna, and then she was a foreigner there and made fun of for being a foreigner and ended up in New Jersey and put herself through art school and became this wonderful, soulful person. And all of her perspective, I think, and if you look at her imagery, there's such a connection to the fragility of life, and there's a degree of sadness within that. There's a consciousness of that. And I have that. I'm saddened by how much sadness there is in the world. And then there I was with this triumph of a lifetime of working, which was, you know, shy 10 years of my entire existence on this earth. I had been working professionally. And I was being given all this appreciation, but it was coupled with an understanding of the horror of the world.
Right. Tied to this very weighty, yes.
It was this very weighty thing, and it was a huge responsibility in making that film to honor all the loss. How does a young man do that? And the personal loss for the filmmaker and the man who I portrayed in the memoirs, and each individual, and all of that, just on so many levels. And then there I was being showered in appreciation, and it was a very strange time, you know. I don't know if I ever anticipated that level of acknowledgement for my work. Of course, I couldn't. I mean, I think every actor says, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to win an Academy Award," or, you know, again, be appreciated, but you don't understand what that is and what kind of a triumph it is, especially if you're young, I think. And to have so many of my peers even know my name. I mean, Jack Nicholson didn't really know my name before we were up and, you know, before I was really going over to his house to discuss what do we do about it, because we just embarked on that's a whole other tangent. But, you know, like Jack, like, saw me one night and he was like, "Hey, Brophy." I was like, "Yeah."
You can call me whatever you like, Jack. You know me.
Whatever you like, boss. But it was such a crazy shift. And really beautiful. And again, to share that with my parents, who gave me the space to pursue a dream, which is very hard to do. You know, we don't come from, you know, we come from really modest surroundings, and, you know, they're both educated. They would have, you know, but they just understood me and allowed me to find my way. And it was the beginning of really feeling like I was on track. And prior to that, I never knew if I'd get another job. I mean, it was really, I was a working actor. I had done a lot of work and worked with wonderful people and had wonderful education in film, but I never knew. And actually, after The Pianist, I didn't get a job for a year. After the Academy Award, I didn't work for a year.
Was the next thing you did The Village?
Yes.